I make a schedule expecting that I'm going to use it to the best of my ability. The next day I wake up, follow the schedule as best as I can, but I mess up. And so I have to rewrite it. But, no big deal. It's just an extra 5 minutes. It doesn't matter. The next hour, I also underestimate the next thing I have to do in another 20 minutes. But it's okay. I'll just rewrite it again. After that, I mess up. I underestimate how much time I need. And so I rewrite the entire schedule all over again. I end up rewriting the schedule so many times that I ended up not even completing the schedule. I messed up so many times that there were huge blocks of time that I had to just get rid of. And that discouraged me so much that to this day, I still don't use calendars and hourly schedules. I still don't use them. And there's two problems really with schedules and productivity especially. The idea of productivity is that you want to get a lot of things done in your day, but that idea doesn't really work because you end up trying to cram as much things into your day as possible. Productivity isn't doing everything, it's doing something. Personally, whenever I try to do everything, I try to aim for a perfect day where I'm completely productive the entire day, I end up not being productive at all. And so aiming for doing everything ends up with me doing nothing, nada, zero. But if I try to do something, I end up doing so much more than nothing. You see where I'm going with this? I'm saying that being productive is amazing, but productivity isn't. Productivity only works in concept because personally I've tried it. I've tried making the schedules. I've tried doing all the productive stuff and you end up being so discouraged from it. And the two main problems that I want to cover in this video is procrastination and cramming. So first of all, procrastination. Let's say you read Deep Work by Cal Newport or you watch a video over productivity and you decide that you want to make a schedule. You make it with the perfect day, your perfect day, you make it, and then the very next day you mess up at the very beginning and you end up not doing it. And because you messed up, the next day you don't end up doing it. The next day you don't end up doing it. You end up procrastinating over your schedule because it's too difficult. Imagine going from 0 to the ideal day, the perfect day. It's not possible. You can't do it. Maybe one day, maybe you could force yourself to do it, but it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable. Going from 0 to 100 miles in a second isn't possible for a car. It just isn't, right? You have to slowly build up speed to where you can actually get to 100 miles an hour. You can't completely fast forward time. You have to start at something. And with building a perfect day, you end up not even trying because it feels too big. It feels too much to start. And the solution to this problem, where you don't even want to be productive, is to start small. The first productive habit that I ever did was weightlifting. I started to work out. After that, I started to meditate. After that, I started to read books. I built off of the base of one habit. I didn't start with a whole schedule trying to fit everything in because I wouldn't have even started. I started small and I slowly improved over time. That's the easiest way to actually seem productive, is to just start as small as possible and slowly add on to it. The second problem is, let's say you do actually end up doing your schedule. Maybe you can force yourself, or you did start small, but you still want a schedule. You're going to end up rewriting it. You're going to end up rewriting it because there's always going to be things that pop up into your day. No one is ever not busy. Everyone is busy all the time. No matter what you ask someone, they're always going to say, oh, I'm busy, or oh, I need to do this thing or that thing. We're always busy. Why do you expect that you can have a perfect day where you're not busy? When have you ever had a day when something doesn't pop up and you have to do it? Honestly, when did that happen? I can't tell you a day because it doesn't happen. You're always gonna find something that messes up, or something's gonna take longer, or someone knocks on your door and you end up talking to someone. It doesn't work because there's always gonna be at least one thing that messes up. And that's why a calendar and a schedule, an hourly schedule, doesn't end up working. You'll always find that one thing that messes it up. And after that, the whole chain of the hourly schedule messes up. The solution to this, well, there's kind of two solutions. First of all, is to overestimate how much time you need. And so you think that maybe recording and editing a video takes an hour, but it really ends up taking an hour and a half, then just put an hour and a half. You overestimate how much time you think it needs. And the second solution, which I personally do, is that I don't even have a schedule. Honestly, I don't. I still have an agenda, a daily task list of things that I have to do, but it's flexible. I actually have the time to choose when or what I need to do. If I don't end up doing everything, that's fine. I can still do everything else on the list. But with a schedule, you mess up one thing, all the other events after that get messed up as well. So I don't use a calendar. I don't use a daily schedule because it always is going to get messed up. And to even start it, you have to start small. And so why even bother? Why bother with productivity when instead you could just start small, build yourself up, start doing small little things, and keep adding on over time until you are a productive person? Why bother with productivity if you can just be productive instead?